Hey, good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is officially November 7th, and this is a big, exciting day because a good friend of mine, Christine Lunceford, who is a women's wellness coach and now a brand new author as of this morning. I have her coming on this morning to join you, and I'm so excited to get a hold of her book, but I definitely want to introduce her to you as well as allow her to talk a little bit about her book because this is going to be absolutely life-changing for so many people. And I'm just so excited to have her on. So let me bring her up on stage. Christine, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh
Yay,
my
I'm so
goodness.
excited for you. This is such a big moment. What I would love to know, like, what are your feelings this morning? As you know, it's official. You are officially a published author as of today. What are the feelings that you're getting?
Kind of surreal. Um and almost teary, which I didn't cry when my book came. Like when I got my first copy, I didn't cry. And this morning I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry so many times today. It feels very surreal. It's very exciting. And I know that God's got a hand in this whole process. And this has been a test of my faith. And I know he's got it. So I'm super excited for the women that will be touched by the story. So I'm super
Absolutely.
excited.
Absolutely. And I know this is something that you have shared with me, that that you wanted to write this book, back when it was just like an idea in your mind that you wanted to write this book. And I'm so happy to be able to be a little bit of a part of that as your cheerleader and as a coach for a little while. And it's been so incredible to be able to watch you on this journey and to see how you took this idea and created it into something real and that will be able to help so many people. And I'm so excited to hear about all of the stories of the women that you are helping through this book. So without further ado, let's chat about the actual book itself. First of all, I would love for you to not only share the name of your new book, but also why you chose that name, because I think that that is so important.
It is. And I think a lot of women may look at this at first and think, I don't need the wrong answer. That's exactly the thing. So I named it Wrong Answer, and it's empowering you to be your own wellness advocate. And the reason for Wrong Answer was because I kept going to doctor's appointments for things that were happening. And I kept getting the answer of, you're getting older. You're in normal range. We'll monitor it, which, by the way, is also known as let's wait till it's broken. Or when I went to the neurologist, specifically, he said, there's nothing you can do. Wait until you can't function in daily life and I'll give you a pill. I got to my car and bawled and called my husband. And he's like, honey, what did he tell you you didn't already know? And I was like, nothing. And he goes, come home and figure it out. So it became my mantra of looking at the doctors and saying, wrong answer. And I literally said that to more than one doctor. They would tell me that. And I'm like, no, that's the wrong answer.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually got really strange looks, but anybody who knows me knows that I can be very kind and I can also stand my ground. And
Exactly.
and women need to do that. We get to do that. We get to say to the doctor, no, I'm sorry, that's the wrong answer. I know me. I know my body. I know this isn't normal. Mm-hmm. Let's keep looking. And if the doctor doesn't want to keep looking, which happened repeatedly, I went and found other sources for information. And that's part of what this book is about, is no, I'm sorry. That's the wrong answer. Let's find the right one.
And this is something that, as you know, has affected me in my own life and my own health journey. And I also had that same exact thing that I'm going and I'm telling them there's something going on. And it's like they don't believe you, or they
Exactly.
they love putting people on pills. And it's so scary because it's like, that there's something underlying and that there are other solutions, and the answer is out there somewhere.
Yes. God didn't make this body to not basically heal itself.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, a pill that's going to give me different symptoms that requires me to have another pill to take mask those symptoms. I'm like, no, let's find the root cause. Let's figure out what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because then even if it is something that cannot be healed, my tremors, I'm not healed from my tremors. I never will be. It is a neurological issue. And I have learned what my triggers are through the testings that I've done. And I talk about that in the book, the hair analysis, the DNA test. Then I can support my body properly. Okay, some people are going to argue with me and say, okay, you're taking a pill. It's a little different when I'm taking a pill to mask something, when I'm taking a pill to support something.
Exactly. And there are a lot of different supplements and things out there that can help you to heal versus mask. And that's a big difference.
Yes. And I actually, God tested me this past year, and I was on multiple supplements specific to me. So don't call me and ask me what supplements you should take, because I'm just going to tell you to go get tested. And I got to a point that I'm like, okay, these are getting really expensive. Let's see what happens if I stop. I stopped all of my supplements.
Oh my.
And it has been a process. And it's been probably about 4 or 5 months now. And now I'm ready to move forward and go, okay, which of those supplements have healed or got me over that hump where the body needed the support? And now what do I get to do moving forward? And that's where I am right now in my journey. Because there's a few things that I have noticed that I'm like, yeah, I get to have that again.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So for this book, I would love to know a little bit from you, because you wrote this for somebody specific. So I would love to know who you wrote this book for, who could benefit from reading this book.
Specifically women. So men, if you're out there listening, I'm not saying that you won't get benefit, but I wrote this for women. I wrote it for women that are probably 45 and up, and probably more specifically between like 45 and 65, because we're in that transition of things are changing. And I have heard so many times, repeatedly, women that go in for different symptoms and the doctors are like, oh, you're just getting older. I'm sorry, that's an excuse. And it's any women that are not going to settle for vague answers, feeling dismissed, feeling like maybe they're just going crazy or they're exaggerating their symptoms. It's for the woman who knows something is off. Mm-hmm. And I want answers. This is for the women who want to feel heard, supported, acknowledged, and honestly, they simply want to know that they're not crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I love that, because of course I'm a woman and have had this happen to me, but just in talking with other people, the number of other women who have had the same type of thing happen, where they just didn't feel right. They didn't feel like themselves. Either they didn't have very much energy, or they were gaining weight, or they were in pain, and they go to a doctor because they're supposed to be in the healthcare field. And I'm not bashing on all doctors, but sometimes you need to find the right doctor who will listen to you and who will know the right things to talk with you about and the right questions to ask, because that's a big thing, is when you go and they don't even ask you any background questions. That's a red flag right there. If you're not asking me any questions about who I am and what I do and my history and things like that, that's scary. So,
well, and one thing I've learned, and this is, okay, I want to make very clear, I'm not a practitioner and I'm not a doctor. Mm-hmm. I want to make that very clear. And I also want to make this very clear that I am not bashing the medical field. They 100% have their place. And I have learned They are not taught about food. They're not taught about a lot of these things that I talk about. So it's not that they're, okay, I would like to think it's not that they're withholding information from you. It's that they simply don't know what they don't know.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They have their place and they have the things that they do know. And I suggest listening to them and hold it with an open hand. And don't think that that is all the information you need.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't sit right, it's the wrong answer. Keep looking. And it's not always easy. It really isn't. And Carrie Marie, I am so glad that I have you because I know I can call you and say, I don't know what's going on. And you'll hold the bucket for me and I can vent and then we can move forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I am very blessed that I have a group of women that have the same mindset around me. And I know that not all women do. So my hope is that this book will say, you're not alone.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think another thing too is, in like you were saying, to know to do some research or ask questions and things like that. And that's kind of just being your own health advocate.
Absolutely.
We all need to be. And so I would love to know, can you give some examples, like some practical examples of somebody who can just literally, like something that somebody could start today? Of course, order the book. Order the book.
Order the book. Order the book.
Order
Okay,
the book.
so here
And after you read the book, write a review.
yes, please. So one of the things that I think is honestly the simplest thing for women to do, because yes, I had a hair analysis. Yes, I had a DNA test. And there is one thing that I did that everybody can do, and other than buying my book, it won't cost you anything, is figure out your food intolerances. Everybody has them. And here's the thing, you may not know what you don't know. For example, I talked about my tremors. I went, and one of the books that I reference all the time, I'm not telling you this is the Bible and end all because it's not, but it is definitely a good resource, is Eat Right for Your Blood Type. So I went back to that and I went, interesting. My blood type shouldn't eat wheat. I thought, wheat is an inflammatory. I shouldn't eat wheat. You know what? It's pretty simple to give up wheat for 30 days. I gave up wheat. Within 7 days, I noticed a difference.
Wow.
Dramatic enough that I didn't want to test the theory because the only way to test the theory is you torment yourself. Just saying. So I gave it up for 6 weeks. And I didn't give up gluten. I gave up wheat. I ate 2 pieces of zucchini bread at a family reunion within 15 minutes. My sister has named it food drunk because it was immediate. It affected my eyes. It affected my speech. It affected my gait. It affected my insides started trembling. And if anybody's ever had tremors, they understand that feeling. You know, the feeling of butterflies that you can get in your stomach when you're nervous. Spread that through your entire body and intensify it.
Oh my goodness.
It's very uncomfortable. It's not painful. It's just like having bugs crawling on the inside of your body. And by the time I got back to my mom's, because I was at my mom's, my joints were hurting and swelling. And by the next morning, I couldn't get my wedding ring on and my eyes were swollen shut. So I very quickly was able to say, hey, wheat, this is what it does to me. And if you had asked me prior to that, I'd have been like, oh, I have no reaction to wheat because it doesn't affect my stomach. Where if somebody has celiac, that's what it affects. So there's a difference between celiac is really is severe. It can be very severe. And I feel horrible for people that have it. An intolerance simply means your body does not thrive on it. It's not going to kill you. It's not one of those slap you upside the head type of uncomfortable. You have to get off of it and empty your bucket before you know if it affects you. So that honestly is the simplest thing that anybody who is watching can do. You can either go to my website, which is ChristineLunceford.com, And under resources, it gives the top 3 avoids for each blood type.
Ooh, nice.
And it gives the top beneficial for each blood type. So that's the simplest way, is you go in and you quit eating whatever that food type is for no less than 30 days. And then intentionally eat it and note how you feel. And if you don't see a change, guess what? It's not an intolerance. So that's
pretty awesome.
Yeah, simplest, easiest thing. And I gave up dairy. I no longer have seasonal allergies.
Wow.
None. Like, I don't take any. I took 3 pills twice a year for 6 to 8 weeks to get through seasonal allergies, and now I take none.
Wow.
And that was because
There's a lot of people out there with allergies. So if all they have to do is cut out a little something in their diet and they don't have to have allergies anymore. Wow.
Yeah. And I'm not saying
I'm
not saying it'll be the same for everybody, but for me, I was like, now, do I occasionally eat cheese and suffer through it? Yes. Full disclosure, yes.
There's probably a difference in some of the cheeses too. It's kind of, people that have the lactose intolerance, where they can have certain cheeses because it doesn't contain as much of the lactose. So,
and mine is the casein. Mine is the protein that's in it.
Mm.
So, like, I can have goat cheese.
Oh, awesome.
So, and I will say, don't try to switch from regular cheese to goat cheese immediately, because it tastes gross. If you've tried to do that switch, it doesn't work.
There is a goat cheese cheddar cheese I have found at one grocery store, and I love goat cheese, though, the soft kind as well. I think it's quite delicious, but I get it that some people might not like the taste or the consistency or something. It's more like cream cheese, I think.
Yeah.
It's not softer cheese.
Yeah. I've done lots of food testing, and so if anybody wants tips on food, I got them.
Awesome. So I know that I wanted to keep this short today to respect your time, because I know that this is a big day for you, but I would love to know from you too, if like your readers. So as people are grabbing this book, and again, I was putting a link up here. You can go to building-upward.com/wrong, which brings you right to the book, where you can literally purchase it today. And for me, it says that it's going to be here on Thursday. So exciting. I ordered mine at 6:21 a.m. I'm so excited to grab my hands on this book. But for everyone who is reading it, when they place their order today and get their book, hopefully Thursday, Friday, like within the next few days, what is one thing that you want them to take away from your book? Wrong answer. What do you hope that takeaway will be for them?
I want them to feel empowered.
Love that.
I want them to feel empowered. I want them to feel, hey, I'm not alone. Yep. God gave me the word empower last year, and it turned into this. And this year, my word is courage, or courageous. And ironically, my verse was Deuteronomy 31:6, which is what was on the shirt that I bought at Faith Over Fear.
Wow.
And I didn't even realize it until I put the sweatshirt on and I'm brushing my teeth and I'm like, oh, it's my verse.
That is so amazing.
I know. God has had his hand in this whole thing. It's amazing. It's amazing watching how he works. And so, yes, ladies, walk away feeling empowered and know God's got you.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I am so excited for people to start just empowering themselves through this book of yours. And I'm so excited and happy for you. This is such an incredible day. And I can't wait to get my book. As it arrives on Thursday, I will be posting a picture holding that book. And absolutely. So as you grab your book, be sure to read it. Be sure to start taking action and being your own advocate in different areas, and then go and leave Christine a review. It's really important. I think a lot of people don't realize we buy things online all the time, all day, every day. We're buying books, we're reading books, but we're not taking the time to leave a review. But it makes a big difference, because not only does it help you as the author, but it also helps other readers to hear from others and what they got out of it. So
Yes.
I highly
It
encourage
literally spreads the word, because the more reviews there are, the more women are going to see it.
yes.
So,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. The more women that will see it and be able to read it and empower themselves. And so it's a trickle effect. One
Yes.
little thing, all it takes is writing that review or sharing it on your social media. And it's, then it might be that one person that reads it that their entire life has changed. So I'm so excited for you.
I am too. I'm excited for the people it's going to impact. So,
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today to hop on with us and share a little bit about your book. Remember, it is Wrong Answer. Grab your hands on this book. Wrong Answer, Empowering Women to Be Their Own Wellness Advocate.
yes.
Awesome.
Thank you, Carrie Marie.
Thank you, Christine. Have an amazing day.